Yo, peace and blessing, y'all. Hope y'all having a good day on this new moon. I just wanted to come today with this topic, and it's called "Are the Kids Too Fresh?" Son, the other day happened. I see my little cousin. My little cousin is about 15, and I seen her the other day and stuff like that. And she had a friend with her, so I I seen my little cousin. I say, "Hey, what's up, little cuz?" Gave her a hug and stuff. Then I seen her with her friend. So I just out of respect, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I stuck my hand out to shake her hand, but the look that she gave me, her friend, that when I said hello, how you doing, I was going to shake her hand. She had a mesmerizing look at me where it wasn't like, you have a look where it's like, all right, you could tell somebody like you or they got a crush, but this was beyond that. It was like a real lustful look. Like I read her eyes and all that to the point it made me uncomfortable. I thought I was bugging. And then even afterwards or whatever, later on my mom said, brung it up like, yo, it looked like her friend was about to jump on you. And I said, I thought I was bugging, mom, but for real, like I said, yo, these kids, I don't know what it is, they mad fresh or whatever. So that's why I named the video "Are the Kids Too Fresh?" Because even when I was younger, like 14, 15, 16, like I was out there, I was being promiscuous, and so was everybody else and stuff like that. But it still was like, when it came to like adults or stuff like that, it still was some type of line of respect where it was like you wouldn't be just so openly and out talking about certain stuff when adults was around, or even when your parents around. Like even if you was out there being promiscuous and stuff like that, you still was trying to hide that and still keep that under, what I'm saying, like under confidentiality. And yeah, it just made me think deeper about that. Where I'm like, was we really that bad too? And it's just getting worse, or are the kids really fresher than us? Like than the last generation? Because like I said, we was wilding too. We was doing certain stuff, but it still was a line of respect, and still was still stuff was confidential that we ain't do in front of adults. Or if we ain't put it towards adults, like our feelings or our crushes and stuff like that, we would keep that under wraps because we was underage, and you didn't do that because there was still a line of respect. So when she stared at me like that and she gave me that lustful look, it made me think of that, because I'm like, all right, we was being fresh, we was being fast and stuff like that, but it still was a line of respect when it came to adults. Even when you was little, and I know when I was little with my friends, even when you was little, it still was a line of respect when it came to having a crush on a teacher. Like you could have a crush on a teacher, you could have certain crushes on adults around you as a younger kid, but it still was a line of respect. You didn't come out and just say you had a crush on those adults. You might have been little, you might have brung something in that day to the teacher, like an apple, a fruit, something to give them, or a little toy or something, a little gift or something, and the teacher probably would catch on that, oh, okay, this my student got a crush on me or whatever, cool. But it still was a line of respect between the adults and the child. When it came to those things, you ain't just come out as a child and just be like, oh, you just a sexy teacher, or you so cute. That was way out of line, and then you'll get in trouble for something like that. But nowadays it seems like the kids ain't got no filter when it comes to that. Like if they like you and they young and you an adult and you clearly older than them, they don't got no holds barred telling you that. Or they'll just come out and blatantly say something to you that's real sexual that will make an adult uncomfortable. Or even worse, you're going to run into adults that will try to take advantage of that situation with those younger children, and, try to do something with that child that after they see that the child is showing interest in them. And that's why you see a lot of adults getting in trouble messing with younger kids and stuff like that, because they don't have no discipline in themselves to say, I'm not going to involve myself in that. That's a younger child. I ain't got no business being involved with them, one. And two, I definitely could get in trouble. And three, why would I want to involve them in something like that and mess up their life or their innocence and stuff like that? So, it just made me think about that. Like, I know that we children gonna be children, we gonna be young, we gonna experiment, but it still was a line of respect when it came to the way you approach the adult as a child. Like now in this generation, children is like, ain't no line of respect when it comes to like a crush or something like that, or feelings towards an adult. Like I said, we got eyes, we're gonna like an adult, we're gonna see adults that we like as children or whatever, whether it's a teacher, a family friend, or somebody that's a tutor, anybody. It could be anybody. And a lot of times the people that we end up liking as children, we look up to them and stuff like that. It's not just the looks, we look up to them as well. So, but it still was a line of respect where we knew not to cross those lines and start flirting with them or start saying little stuff, or you know what I'm saying, it was still a code of conduct that you still had to carry yourself with as a child when you're dealing with an adult. Versus now, these children don't even care. They're gonna say whatever out their mouth. If they like you, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna say something real flirtatious or something real sexual, or give you a stare that's clearly a lustful and sexual stare that you can't even deny it as an adult. It makes you uncomfortable. Cause I know when I seen my cousin's friend look at me like that, it made me uncomfortable because I'm like, I know that look. That's not just a crush. That's like on some real sexual, like she'll hop on me right now if I was to be on some dirty mind thinking like that with underage girls, which I'm not, clearly. But if I was on that and there's adults out there like that, it would have been, oh, my fault, it was a B, y'all. But if it was a situation like that, another adult would have took advantage of that situation. And it just really made me think of death of that, like, yo, I know kids is gonna be kids. We gonna have eyes. I mean, we got eyes. We're gonna look. We're gonna have feelings. Around 12, 13, that's when certain hormones start kicking in. So yeah, some kids may be sexually active early. I know I was, and a lot of people around me was. But it's still, when it came to like older people and adults and stuff, you still had a line of, you still had a line that you cross, a boundary that you still didn't want to cross that line when it came to what you was doing. You try to keep that confidential. If you was out there doing that, you didn't want the adults to find out. You didn't want to be talking fresh out your mouth in front of adults. Now these kids don't even care. They'll talk fresh in front of adults. They'll say whatever. They'll let them know what they doing out there sexually and stuff like that. Or they'll even flirt with the adult like the adult is not way older than them, and they don't have no problem doing it. So it just made me think real hard and deep about that. Like did the freshness between kids get worse for my generation, or do these kids just have no type of training when it comes to keeping stuff confidential, or even having a boundary where you don't approach certain people like that, especially when they're way older than you, because that's inappropriate and that's showing you're way too fast. It's bad enough if you are being promiscuous at that age and you're doing stuff with people your age, but you definitely not supposed to be trying to do that with people that's way older than you at that age, because that's when it's really like you really trying to be fresh. Like I said, we human. Some people may experiment early, some people may not. If you are, then you know what I'm saying, you're gonna learn gradually as you keep going through that journey or whatever. But at the same time, you should not, if you are promiscuous at a young age, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever, it still should be a line of a boundary where you shouldn't be flirting with adults that's in their 20s and up. You shouldn't be coming to them like that. You shouldn't be giving them a lustful look like that. You shouldn't be letting it known that you lusting after them like that. You might have a crush on them, you might like them, but you still have to have a boundary where you're not giving that off like that. You're not letting it be known so out in the open, or you're not, you know what I'm saying, you're not trying to give that adult those signs that you want something sexual from them, because that's when stuff happens. That's when all hell breaks loose. Stuff that you don't need to happen happens. People get in trouble. Worse, you could get pregnant by somebody that's older and you way younger. Then that's some real statutory rape. It's a whole bunch of stuff that could happen, and you see those things happen because the children are being, it's bad enough, like I said, if you're being promiscuous young, but the children being too fresh when they try to go to the adults and be sexual with them that's way older than them. And then the adults have no discipline in themselves and no home training and no morals, values, or principles to not involve themselves with a young underage child like that and take advantage instead of just going to mess with somebody that's their age. So it's just a lot to it. But it made me think about that when I'm like, you know what I'm saying, is it that the generation is getting worse from my generation when it comes to being promiscuous or being fresh? Or is it that the kids are just being way out in the open and it just looks crazy because they just being so blunt and honest and so blatant with it and just not caring who's around? So I'm trying to find, you know what I'm saying, trying to differentiate between the two exactly what it is. Like, is it they getting worse than my generation, or is it just that they not getting no training or something like that from home, from the parents? Or is it something they lack and they looking for that type of attention? They looking for, or is it that they just being that blunt and open and they just don't care who hears them or who finds out? So I just want to leave y'all with that perspective. Hope y'all having a good day. Stay cool out here. Stay focused on what you want and what you're doing, and keep rocking out. Peace.